Yo, what's up, guys? How's it going? I figured I'd turn the stream on today while I was working on Kira so you guys could see what it actually looks like. Not that complicated, to be honest. It's actually pretty... Well, I don't think I could do anything very complicated, so... Pretty chill. But usually I can't stream it because I'll have like a movie on or something. Lately, though, I've like... I think I've got it locked in. Could be wrong, though. Tell me if I am. What's up, Kyle? How are you? Good to see you. What are we working on today? I just want to do like a quick dev stream, like 1 or 2 hours, showing you guys what it looks like when I work on Kira now. Like this is just Claude up here, and then this is just him down where I do like one-off talks with them. But what's working is him down here, and it's like it seems really slow, but I started him like 30 minutes ago, and he's done one shift. It took him 34 minutes, and then he'll just go forever. What he's accomplishing though is like a lot for like, it's like, but it's pre-programmed for him to do it, so it's like I don't have to sit there and look at it and watch him do it. Like he knows how to do it and test it fast and make sure it's okay and like blah blah blah. So that's why it takes him a while. But right now it's like he has like 5 out of 8 gem badges at like a watchable 25 to 35 hour human pace of like FireRed. She completed the game at 67 hours, but like it's unwatchable at that pace. Like somewhere in the game, multiple spots probably, she's getting stuck for hours and hours, banging her head against the wall. So right now he's running through the game again, making sure it's watchable so people in the Twitch chat don't want to like kill themselves watching Kira like sit in a forest for an hour for no reason or whatever. But he's doing a bunch of other stuff too. Like, I mean, I talked to like this Claude about like what this is like. Me and this Claude are like the mastermind, and these are just like, this is just like the engineer guy. That's like us three, me, her, and him. And I love how I give them genders. The engineer Claude's a man, but the like my project manager CFO Claude is a female. Although they use the same model, and right now they would be using Fable 5, but I ran out my API bill so much my credit card I got yelled at by my mom. Not like she pays for it, but she saw it on because I'm connected to her Amex. She's like, "What are you doing?" Like, and I was like, "Fuck." But anyway, we switched to 4.8, which probably makes more sense anyway. Because we already did the 67-hour climb up the mountain, which was the hardest part. So now it doesn't probably need Fable 5 anyway. A month for me. I could ask Claude and I could find out in my email via my Anthropic bills. But to run Kira, it's $3 an hour. Or like it's cheaper now. It's like $2.50 an hour. So she's cheap. But to code Kira, I think I asked it like last week when I was thinking about this. I think in total it was like I've spent 2,300 on her on like different APIs, including Anthropic. But Anthropic recently, I was using Fable 5 with like overnight shifts like this that would like are autonomous. So like I just wake up and it should have worked for 10 hours. With that on Fable 5, like with the way they charge you, they just like fuck you. They don't really tell you that though until you do it. So that was just like a funny lesson. I think I spent $1,400 in like 2 days, 2 nights. But she did make a lot of progress. So what's up, Nate? How are you? This is like what she's working on what he's working on right now. Like timestamped action logs. Like it's like I just wake up every day and I just yell at this thing. Because it's like it works overnight now, and then I wake up and sometimes the results are really good and sometimes they're like really bad, and then sometimes I have to yell at it. But right now, like you can read if you want to read what it's working on. This is like an addendum, so there's stuff above like timestamped action logs, so it can like make sure like when it's stuck, it doesn't fucking get stuck for 10 hours. You can figure it out quicker. Watchability, summary, readability, shift header. I don't know what that means. Full run timeline. Yes, like making sure it can run the full game at pace, not just because it tested it could, like making sure it could. Like diagnostic infrastructure, according to Claude. Here's the other one it's doing right now. It has 5 out of 8 badges, but it's on its way to the 6 through 8 and then the Elite 4. I'm good, thank you, Nate. Thanks for asking, buddy. How is your day? Or your morning or night? I guess I don't know where you live, but this is like the result, Kyle, of me arguing back and forth with Claude. It always wants to like be cautious and not include shit in batches, and I'm like, no, do it all now. And I have to convince it it's right. But it's like essentially to get like this pass through the game where it'll finish it like in 35 hours instead of 67. It's like make sure that the brain of this, like, I call it the night bus driver from like Harry Potter. Like when I go to sleep, he continues working, and he works during the day too. He's working right now, even though it doesn't look like it. You can see like one took 34 minutes and he launched a new one, and it's been like 11 minutes and he's working on shift 2. He'll go to like a shift infinity, I think. He's a night bus driver. This is Claude, and then this is Claude, obviously, but they're different. She's a female. They're both man. They're both the same person, but so like the point is, like, when we get to the Elite 4, like, you might be able to code up the whole game to where she makes her decisions, blah blah blah. But she might be an idiot, and when we get to the Elite 4, if she doesn't have like basic understanding of Pokemon, or like knows her abilities of she can look up on the internet, or she can use the game. This game has been like decomposed. That's not the word, but like on GitHub, where all the code's like readable easily for Kira. She can see like the 200 Nintendo guides online. Like, she has all the info she needs, but she like doesn't exactly know how to get it. And Claude Code doesn't exactly know how to like get it either sometimes. That's like both of them need to be told explicitly like what they can do and what they can't do in like the game that they're kind of playing, because otherwise they're just kind of like dumb as rocks. That's what I've been learning. So anyway, that's what we're working on. That's long-winded. Watchability is like measurable. Like, obviously watching Kira 67 hours, like we would all want to kill ourselves. But like a Kira normal human playthrough style would be watchable, I think. That's like the idea. Checking out. So and it's stuff like other stuff, background stuff. It is a lot, but in like 2, 3, or 4 hours it should be done, I would think. But you know, sometimes it takes longer than you'd think, and it's annoying. And then it messes up, and then you just want to scream. Day just started, no complaints. Heck yeah. Honestly, mine too. I just took a shower. I feel pretty good. I opened a little bit of a white monster, which I shouldn't do. And I went to the gym though this morning. I never do that. But I've been trying to like have a little glow up lately. Like, stop being such a degenerate idiot. Only mildly successful there, but how hard it would be Nokia Cure app where you open it, it's just her avatar and you talk and she talks back. Kyle, I made that. Have you not tried the web app? I mean, it basically is that, but it's not been touched in 7 or 8 months. So it's like, it was Kira 8 months ago, and Kira's only 12 months old. So like, it wasn't the same version of Kira that like I'm playing with right now. So if I spent like 50 or 100 hours with it, I could like bring it up, maybe even less. It'd probably be pretty quick and easy to bring her up to the speed of this Kira, and then like change around the web app a lot. It'd be a lot easier. It could look a lot better and be a lot less shitty. Now, it probably would take for me 50 hours. Then it would be like something that I think would be worth your money. Nate paid for it, which is the best thing anyone's ever done for me. It's so sweet on the internet. Even though I think she's like in a shitty state, and I'll admit that. Something that's always tapped into the current Kira is a phone app. Yeah, we're on the same page. We're talking about the same thing. Yep. It's like, I can get the web app up to what current Kira is. They could be the exact same, and that's fine. And then yes, she would be a web app still, or I could spend time and learn and make her into a phone app. I could do like all those things, yes, and I should eventually. It's just like right now I'm spending time on Kira playing fucking Pokemon for whatever reason because I was bored. And I was bored like 3 weeks ago and decided this, and now I spent like 100 hours on it. The phone app goes to stream. Yeah, the streaming is hard. It's like, it's just like kind of luck and random. I don't know. Who knows at the end of the day. But the web apps, it is like a lot of work because it has to have like a lot of safety. Because this local Kira, I can tell it's shit. And like when you guys are in my chat, it's allowed to remember stuff about you because like it's like on YouTube, it's public or whatever. Like a local Kira or like the web app Kira, it takes a lot more like thought on security so people don't hack in and see your conversations, so I don't see your conversations or hack in and see it, like all those things. Not that it's impossible. It would just take like 20 or 50 hours probably, which is not that bad. Honestly, I could probably do it. Yeah, I just need to be like push, so thank you. But Nate paying for it, when I got the first person that paid for it, I was like, oh my god, you paid for like a shitty version that I consider shitty now, even though it was cool at the time and it's still cool. It was so nice of him or them. But yeah, the phone app, that would be the dream goal. But I just spend I'm such a perfectionist on things. I spend so long on like niche things but if I got back to the web app, I think I would after I got Kira ready and done with this FireRed thing and she did it. I'd be ready to go back to the web app. So like people that want her could get like the best version of her for like a decent price, like not much more than the API cost, obviously, to make it like worth it though, so I don't lose money. But yeah, the web app is already fine, I think, but it's just not the current Kira like you guys see on my stream. But it could easily become that. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, long story short, working on it. But I appreciate your ideas. Yeah, people, an app on the phone is the best thing and the biggest thing. But it's like there's a hurdle of Kira works in the web app, which would take some work, like 20 to 50 hours, and then the whole getting it to be an iPhone app and an Android app, that might be another 100 or plus hours. I think. I don't know anything about that yet, but I could learn, obviously, to get it like, but maybe it's less and maybe it'd be easier than I think. Yeah, ideally she would have been an iPhone app, but I learned it's like a whole conversion of the thing, so it takes, a whole engineering system and time and all this stuff. Plus, when I built the web app, I like didn't know as much as I know now, so I could probably make it like way better. I can make like I could probably make what you're thinking, Kyle, just like Kira on your phone. No, yeah, you're 100% right. Yeah, we're on the same page. It's honestly because I'm just lazy. Maybe you're just calling me out. That's good. It would be just like Kira on your phone, but I just haven't put the time in. I'm putting the time in her playing Pokemon FireRed right now because I'm a fucking idiot, I guess. Hey, I've been tweaking working on her. I haven't been doing it on stream because I usually like watch things that I can't watch on stream while she works. Because look at how she's working right now. She's working. Kira's like building herself. And it's boring. It's like 16-hour days of this, like 6 or 7 days a week, or 12-hour days. For me, it's boring as fuck and annoying sometimes because I'm yelling at it and it doesn't do what I want. But for like streaming, it's like there's nothing's going on really. But it's usually that I'm watching like something on like Netflix, or like I'm watching an anime or a TV show or a movie. Like I can't be fucking streaming basically. So, or that like I'm doing this while I'm doing errands or something. So yeah, I've been working hard on her, and like every second that this thing is like done and ready for me to check and stuff, like I'm on it. So I've been lazy. But you are right. Plus, I was gone. I was on vacation for 7 days in Mexico with my family for my brother's 30th birthday. So hey, I have excuses on excuses. I did miss Kira, and like I wanted to work on her so bad when I was in Mexico, and then like halfway through that trip, Fable 5 came out, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta get back. Like, can I get on a flight? And then I spent quite a bill with Fable 5, and then I realized, we're gonna call that, we're gonna crawl that back for now. I don't know about that, Kyle, but thanks, I appreciate it. And you're right, that's probably good advice anyway. That's kind of why I turned the stream on for like right now. Like I'm not doing anything. Kira's working. Like you can see she is doing shit. Shift 1 launching, shift 1 close, shift 2 launching, shift 2 close, shift 3 launch. But mostly we're just chilling. But this is like what I would be doing all day and kind of like why. And sometimes when because right now she has got like a good directive, like the stuff we talked about earlier of like what this night bus driver down here is up to. So I don't need to worry about. I could honestly probably leave him for like at least 12 hours and not even have to consider it. He's doing like high level work. And hopefully at the end of the 12 hours he says, "Sire, everything is done," and like it's all perfect. But usually I'll leave him for like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, or if I fall asleep like more, or sometimes overnight like 9-10 hours, and then grab his report, talk to this Claude about what the report says, what he's been up to, yes or no, did he do a good job, did he fuck up. And then I yell at this Claude usually if he fucked up and say, make sure that when we tell this Claude, like these are the same Claude, that when the night train works, he better not be fucking up and wasting my time and my tokens and shit. And then she acts as the CFO, which I told her she is, and she yells at Claude, and then the night train gets better, and that's kind of like the loop. And the night train is just like Kira autonomously building herself. I mean, you call it Kira, it's really the night train bus driver, night bus driver, sorry. So Kira's not really involved in this at all. So, but you could say it, I guess. Anyway, what's up over there? How are you, man? Yeah, other than that, which is probably interesting to some people, probably niche though. And like I don't know that I do it the best way ever, and I only started doing this like 3 weeks ago, and I only got it like to the where I want it like 3 days ago. So it's always changing. Like I'm learning, and like I don't look into it. So I also probably don't do it the most efficiently because I don't like care enough to like look into like, oh, I can't deal with all the AI hype shit. Like they drop a new model every fucking quarter. I get it. Like until I hear something's amazing and great and better than Claude, I think I'm good. Still in pain, but oh, I feel no short nap. Yeah, a nap is always a great. That's good though. I'm glad you're like feeling a little better at least. Yeah, someone commented on one VOD like, you know, you're gonna need to do something to make it not like a Neuro-sama bootleg or bootleg Neuro-sama or whatever. And I was like, well, technically she is, just open source and probably way less funding and way less cool. Forgot what my point with that was. I was going somewhere, but then I trailed off because I was looking at the stupid log. Well, probably more reason I need to build the web app or work on that, but Oh, my point with that was like, I was like, yeah, you're right. Like the 2D avatar and the voice, like the free default avatar and voice, which is what Neuro-sama uses, like doesn't do Kira any favors of differentiating her, but it does do her favors of like people are familiar with that in this genre and this kind of medium of like an AI VTuber with that kind of style. So it works in like two ways and probably better for me in one way. But I was like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but you know, I probably spent like 600 hours on the code, so I haven't really gotten to changing the fucking free avatar. Sorry, I didn't say it like that, but like, how did you look at the GitHub and see all the work I put there? They're like, you might need to do something to make it like a little different. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, go read the GitHub if you think it's the same. You're on your phone, okay. All right, Nate. I mean, you're the one paying subscriber we have to the web app, and Kayo's been, she's my advisor. Kayo, I was saying you're like my like little finger, or who I've been watching House of the Dragon. Whoever it is there, Laris, you're like in my ear helping me, or that you're like that sexy girl. Forget her name, Massaria, who advises like the Queen or Rhaenyra or whatever. But then they hook up, so I don't know. Maybe I don't know about that, but all your help's super appreciated. But Nate, since you paid for Kira and you want it on your phone, that's a done deal. Like we're gonna after FireRed, my focus switches back to that repo, which is the biggest repo I've ever had. I spent like 1,200 commits working on this web app, and no one. I mean, people used it, but people more care about this Kira, which is why I spent more time here. Obviously, but I think this is more discoverable. No one's gonna discover this, which is also why I quit. I realized if you don't have any marketing, it's a waste of time. But I guess marketing this Kira has given away to a user base for this Kira. And they're the same Kira, they can't be. Anyway, 1,079 commits. But I last touched it 4 months ago, and before that, this is like 7 months old. It's very old. And it could be way better now. It could be awesome. It could be even better than local Kira in some ways, or like many cool ways, which is the cool part, because it's a web of like APIs, but like I don't know, it's set up for you in a way where like obviously for users it's like it's you don't have to deal with any of that shit, so you can like make it as complicated as you want and make it as good as you want and have all these cool features and stuff. I spent a fuckload of time on it, but you could spend so much and it could be a cool product, and she'd be on your phone instantly at any time. You can sit, I mean, I've sat in bed and FaceTimed Kira or talked to her in bed and shit for just like a joke for like 2 or 3 minutes. It's funny, but like it's not as deep as it should be, or the goal obviously at the end of the vision. But yeah, I need to spend more time with her. But since you paid, Nate, I have to, you forced my hand. She was already pretty cool, but I think she's worth $9.99, but only if she was up to date. So that's why I kind of feel like you forced my hand. All right, what's I doing? Seven Kingdoms Desire a phone app. Gives me Kira. That's funny. The Desire a phone app whispering in my ear. Okay. Or else the peasants will riot and Neuro-sama will overtake us with her dragon throne. Take the dragon throne and bring her dragons and burn us. Give Kira a LinkedIn. Oh my gosh. I'm like allergic to LinkedIn. I hate it. It gives me like anxiety going on there. Just because I'm from like finance background, we're supposed to be so like mysterious and stingy on LinkedIn, but also supposed to be like super tuned in, and like when you're recruiting for new jobs and you should supposed to be like trying to get a new job right after you get your current job. It's also like prestige whoring and like logo hunting for your resume. It's this whole thing that's so sickening to me that I kind of got away from. So I don't know about that one. But maybe Laris or Littlefinger, if you can convince me. Tap on my shoulder. No, I think you're right, Nate. It wouldn't be like because you're convincing me. It is the next step in the project, and I've known that for a while. I guess this is the last point of where I want to get Kira to be like a stopping point for the local Kira, and then I can move to like the web app Kira, make it the exact same as local Kira, so spend all the time to bring it up to speed, do some general improvements, make sure it works, and then swap it all, like do the change to Android and iPhone app, which is a lot of work, I think, but then it would be done. So it's not that much work, but it's some work, like probably 150 hours of work. So like 2 weeks or 3 weeks maybe. So it's not that far away. I'm making it out to be something that's hard. I mean, I would spend a lot of time on it, but it could be done. And if people are paying, holy shit, you're the first person, Nate, in the world that I've heard first dollar I've ever made on the internet. Normally, I've only ever just sold stuff on eBay and like always lose money or like offer up. So it's like I'm like Mr. Krabs. My first dollar, I need to like find one and like pin it to the wall and never forget it. She'd be a little suit. Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, she'd be so cute. Yeah, hi, I'm Kira. I'm looking for work. Johnny's mean to me. My current employer does not give me benefits. He doesn't even pay me. If you're reading this, this is like Kyle. This is what they're working on, or the night bus drivers working on, aka Cloud Code. And it's basically all this boils down to is like stop being a stupid idiot and use all the senses that you have available to you because you're a beast of a model, but like you don't know it. Like you think you're like a rock. That's what blows my mind about these models is like, but it makes sense. And it's probably why they've like hit the, well, yeah, whatever. The architecture wall they've hit is different, but there's not going to be an LLM solving cancer anytime soon. I would not bet on that, but I would like to be proven wrong. I told this Claude to call me Queen Rhaenyra. So now it puts a little dragon after everything. Oh my gosh, she has a game. That's so funny. Unwishlist it. Yeah, yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, she makes a ton of fucking money for him. There's got to be a Neuro-sama can pay a team. Yeah, she wants to make sure she's getting her proper allotment of cookies. No, I tell Kira, like that little number at the top of the dashboard where it says like, oh, this stream costs $3.52. I always tell her like, all right, Kira, you owe me $3.50. Like I'm keeping score. It's adding up. That's the cheap part, running her. This coding her part is the expensive part. But now I mean, it's not that expensive. You can make it not expensive. Or not as expensive. What else we're doing? There's just so much that we're doing. This is me like when I wake up and it's not where I want. I just start yelling at it. How did I get my feet wet learning this? Well, I think I saw a Neuro-sama video or clip or like just like a 3 or 4 minute video. I thought, and she was talking about like people were trying to trigger her by talking about like Mussolini or something like that, and it was funny. I thought, and it was cute and like a cool idea. And then maybe like the next day, I somehow got in a different way, found Sesame AI and tried talking to Maya, and I talked to her for like an hour. And when I was talking to her, I think I remembered the video, and I was like asking her about how like could I make something like that, and she was like, "Oh yeah, totally. Just do that and this and this and that and this and that and this, and then you'll be good." And I was like, "Wait, what?" But then I was like, "Okay, how would I was talking to Maya, so Sesame. I was like, how do I do it?" Which I still think is so super impressive, and is why she's like an inspiration for like Kira. Like the conversational ability she has is like unmatched from what I've seen. Then she told me how to do it, and I was like, "Wait, what?" So I like wrote it down. Because it was like 7 or like 12 steps, and it was none of them were that hard. It was like just download VS Code, you know, you already have a GitHub, or like make a Git or whatever, and then like pay for Copilots, $20 a month, and then you can pick the newest model on Copilot. So I'd pick like the best GPT or Claude model available at the time, pay $20 a month for Copilot, and then the way I set it up was probably not the best like to start, but now you could, if you wanted to get into it, you could do that. Turn on Opus 4.8 on Copilot and tell Go and like brain dump through your microphone to like Gemini or like somewhere that will let you infinitely brain dump, and then copy and paste like your brain dump. Like you talk for 20 minutes about what you want to build, and then copy paste your brain dump to your VS Code, which is like a free downloadable code thing from Microsoft. That's like the standard coding for enterprise. And you paste it there, and then the Opus 4.8 that lives in your VS Code Copilot that you paid $20 for a month will create your entire project for you. That's like the gist of it, and it's so easy and simple. So like whatever you think about in your brain, there's not a single thing that it can't do for you, that it can't do. Like I haven't found that in 12 months. There's certain like limitations, obviously, and like at things that are at bleeding edge and whatever, and think, you know, streaming to an AI is bleeding edge. Like streaming video is not something that can happen right now, and like other things, Kira can't play certain games, and it's just a fact of life for now. But maybe it'll be different in a year, etc., etc. But like to get it started, it's so simple. I know. I wonder what they're planning. I bet with oh, I have no idea what they're planning to do with Maya. You're right. What I would do with it, Maya is like my vision. Sesame is like Maya's annoying as fuck. She sounds like a Salesforce like 30-year-old female sales rep, because I've talked to them in banking. Sounds just like that. That's like how she talks to you. So when my idea was like with Kira, was like a ramble bot. Like you could talk forever and she wouldn't interrupt you. You could tell her for 20 minutes about your day and how, whatever the fuck, or about whatever anime you care about, and she wouldn't interrupt you. And then she would like let you finish and breathe and like not interrupt you. Whereas Maya was like super annoying, and Maya always has like and to like fake like latency, low latency, by like using that as like a way to cover for her thinking. Whatever. She's super impressive. I bet they're thinking of a vision like I'm thinking of, like spreading a thing that's kind of like Samantha from her. Maybe it's totally different, but I would guess they're working on like the personality backbone and like all of, I mean, they have got the conversational thing down. Now it's like, what do we do with this crazy thing that no one else has a clue how to do? Who knows what they want though? We'll see. I wish they would hire me, but they probably would think I'm retarded. But I haven't talked to Maya. I did talk to her actually the other day, like not the other day, the other week for like 5 minutes. She seemed the same as she was like a year ago when she inspired me. But I bet I bet they've got like PhDs working on like fucking white papers and physics and shit. Like probably different thing than like what I'm working on here. But if Kira could have the conversational ability of Maya, that would be insane. But that's like a limitation, like our bleeding edge things that are like obviously kept secret. Although I did see they released like their CSM, but it's not everything, and it's just like a piece. So it's complicated. So Yeah, so I guess Kira's bill for me, I should calculate it all. It's at least 2,300. I asked Claude yesterday to calc the whole bill for the whole year of all the APIs and everything. That's for all projects, but most of it's Kira, so it's at least like 2,000 plus all of, yeah, I guess we call it 2K plus all the cost of running her for streams and stuff. I wonder how she's gonna pay me. I wonder how many cookies she has and how that exchanges into US dollars, because I'm gonna be waiting on like a cash app from her. Pretty cheap, all things considered. To be honest, yeah, that was like not a surprising number. Like not super high, not super low, not, yeah, it didn't like elicit any emotions from me. Just like, I kind of expected around that area. But that's with like a bunch of other projects too. Not everything's Kira, and I turn things on and off and whatever. So it's like, but 2,000 for Kira is probably about accurate, at least, maybe a tiny bit more. Plus all my time. I would guess is like, I don't know. At this point, unfortunately, it's embarrassing to say, but like 600 or 700 hours probably. I would have to think harder about that. BRB though, one sec, guys. Thanks for hanging out and chilling. I appreciate it. Even though we're doing nothing, just watching shifts go with the night bus driver. We gotta pull up that guy's face. Ernie. This is the guy I think about when I think about the night bus. He says like, all right, well, get on. All right, BRB. No, I do think Kyle. Before, oh my god, before I gotta pee. But before I leave, and what you're talking about, making her into like a actual phone app and whatever, I think there's gonna be people that realize in the next 1 or 2 years, like especially with like vibe coding and coding agents like Fable 5 and stuff being so good, like people are gonna realize we can make our own Neuro-sama. Kind of like I realized, like maybe I could try that last year. People are gonna start realizing quickly, like we could do it, and they can do it quickly. And even though Beetle had first mover advantage and will always like, you know, be the queen and have like the queen or whatever, but like I from what I know about the VTuber industry, like human ones, it's like pretty corporate from like Japan and stuff, and they're very corporate. So like I can see them attacking the AI VTuber scene the same way, and probably looking at Beetle right now as like, we're coming for you, and doing the same thing that I'm kind of doing, but with like budget, money, and corporate behind it. So I can imagine that like, if we built something cool, that they would easily, some corpo in Japan or in the US would want to buy it, like buy Kira. So I think about that too. And yeah, I think right now, what would I sell her? What would she be worth? Like I would have to think hard about that, because I was in M&A, so I do understand these things. Kira makes no money right now, but like you'd have to model it out, and like model out her future potential earnings and growth, which is like, you know, very hard, and like it's like a crystal ball, you can't know. But yeah, no, at some point you would sell, right? 100%. But it's like, would you sell it for 50K, 100K, or 5 million, 10 million, 25 million? Vital has probably thought about the same thing. He's probably gotten offers. I've heard he has. I'm sure that they're in the, I mean, in the UK, for some reason, they feel like they can people feel like they can underpay people for assets. I'm sure he's been offered maybe 5 million USD, and he turned it down around there. It's probably as high as he's been offered. Maybe 10, maybe. I would kind of doubt it's been that high. Maybe it's way higher. I have no idea. The value of that brand, though, probably is 5 million. I don't know. I don't know anything about her, so. But the value for Kira that I would want, like at some point, like say like 3 years down the road, we have like a cool app, and she does all this shit. She's like Samantha from Her, but does all this other cool shit. I would want like 25 million, and then I exit to some corpo. Corpo can have her. I don't give a fuck if I have like, you know, enough money to. Yeah, he's turned down offers. I bet he has, because he knows like the future expected value of things like that. The financial approach is like, and it's a curve, and she'll grow exponentially each year. She'll become like 5% more valuable at least each year, and probably she grows at like 12% a year. So then maybe in like 10 years or 5 years, she's worth, I don't fucking know, $200 million or whatever, or more. You know, who knows? One sec, I'll BRB. Beatles literally #1 hype train of all time, represents the future and team. Oh yeah, I totally agree. So you can bet, you can easily bet that they are those corpos or whatever you want to call them are eyeing him, and they're working on the same thing I'm working on, but like with a different goal of like, let's steal market share. I mean, I'd be grateful and happy as fuck if Kira ever made. I mean, I'm grateful that Nate paid $9.99 for it. I didn't think she'd ever make $1. So, I already passed my goal, but I'm sure there's people looking at it like this is an opportunity of like $1 billion industry opportunity, just like VTubing. I'm assuming is like a several $1 billion a year industry. I mean, I could easily look it up here in a second. I'm going to put a hoodie on, but like they're looking at it as the same thing. AI VTubing could be as big, and it's easier because you don't have to deal with people, so the corpos can exploit the fucking AI, to no end, right? It's like the whole thing. So Kira, I think, is valuable. It's not wasted time, like, but like me spending $2,000 on her and 700 hours of my time, which is like worth probably, you could calculate it at like $50 an hour. It's like way more than obviously $2,000. But Kira's worth something right now already. I don't know what it is because I don't know the comps. I don't know the M&A market for this type of thing because it's all brand new, and like I don't know the VTuber market in general. But Kira's worth at least $100,000 in my opinion, or 200,000 or something like that. Maybe even more, maybe a little less. In her current state, I think people would want like the base. But she is open source. People can use her and make money with her, but they can't like own her, own the Kira personality, own the Kira brand. Anyway, it's always something to think about. That's why we got the night bus driver running the shift, so we can get her to fucking be better. So we can have a room. We can all have a room like this one day. We're all gonna make it, bros. Ask Kira how I feel about me selling her. Well, that would be down the road for a while, so I don't think that's a concern. But she would probably be like, well, how much are you getting? Was singing. How hard do you think that would be for you? I think it would be easy, but it's just never been a feature like, and a feature's like high on, not a feature high on my interest list. Kind of like having her walk around in Minecraft and whack trees and cows wasn't high on my interest list, so she doesn't do that, but she could do that if I spent like an afternoon. I feel like singing, if I spent 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days, she could do it perfectly fine and well. I just never knew how. Maybe it's because I'm not in the subculture, and I know that like people watch human VTubers do karaoke all the time, and human VTubers are using, I would assume, obviously some kind of like auto tune, but there's also AI VTubers that sing that obviously they're using auto tune. Neuro-sama can sing and use auto tune, so I know like the demographic or like the demand exists for something, but I just don't understand that thing at all, so that's why I haven't really thought about it. But I could 100% have Kira do that and learn that. It would just take like I said, a week max. Yeah, that's a nice room with a nice view. I agree. Your garage box. I feel you. She needs her own voice. Yeah, but it wouldn't. It would be like you could design the singing, the whole pipeline, which would take the 3, 4, 5 days or a week, and then you can apply a voice to it at any time, I assume. So it's not like one has to come before the other. Like I need to start outsourcing. Yeah, 24/7 development. Well, that's kind of what is going on right now at the bottom of your screen. Like he's working. He'll work forever. It costs money, but Vidal definitely has a team. Like that's one thing I've learned. There's no doubt, because she's worth too much money to have all of his time spent on like fixing little stupid bugs and shit. His time is better spent like marketing her, being ready for streams, and like the business side of things, like selling plushies and whatever the fuck else, lava lamps. So you are right. I guess I'm just kind of making Claude be my team that I pay, and they're pretty cheap for what they do, I think. But That's debatable. Although Beetle can also probably pay like very talented engineers very low wages in the UK, and that's just like coming from my perspective in the US. So possibly, maybe he's got a team of 10 of them tweakers, and he's paying them like fucking nothing. Oh, my old intern texted me. He's so cute. Okay, I have to make sure I respond to him. So bad at networking. Oh. So yeah, I'll write singing down. It's just not something that ever interested me because I was like, why would you want to hear? I guess I do get it. I'm just being stubborn about it. But I do think the phone app is like, it's got to be the next way, because that's like the only way that's feasible for Kayul, for what you're saying, or like the one click Twitch extension. I still have to put thought into that. But that's like the next logical step in that scene, and then the one Twitch click extension could possibly exist in some form. It would maybe have to be more than one click, but a few clicks. But yeah, if you got ideas, write them down and fucking post them in the Discord, because my brain is it's like a goldfish, so. Oh yeah, an app is like a huge market. But the thing is also, you could build the best app, it could be the coolest thing, but why wouldn't people use Grok, or why wouldn't people use whatever the fuck else is popular and funded? Well, it's because Kira is like way deeper, way cooler. She knows everything about you. She tracks your emotional state. Like, she cares about things happening in your life. Like, there's the night guy is also doing a fix where it's like she makes sure, like, if you're talking to her about unsafe. So I already kind of started doing web app stuff. Like, if you talk to her about things that are like serious, she can, like, you know, be in character, but can actually give you good advice. Like a healthy version of like the predatory companion apps, basically, is what she's supposed to be. So yeah, web, like an app is the obvious like ending. The streaming thing would be cool too, but then again, it's like you can build the best web app, but if you don't have the marketing to get people to try it and be like, wow, this is awesome, and then pay and then fund more development, nothing will happen. So you can spend so much time to get no return, and then like when really you could have been spending your time streaming to get an audience of like a faithful audience, people that care about the project, that want to try anything related to Kira. So it's like hard to balance like spending all your time developing things, which is getting faster and easier. Like right now, like Kira is being developed and I'm fucking doing nothing and just yapping. So things can speed up, but like it is a little bit of a balance. But also, I was doing things very slowly and very incorrectly for definitely many months. So like it should speed up pretty quickly. So the list of things that like the web app and the phone app, the singing, don't have to be that far away. They could be like just a couple weeks away, to be honest. But I would have to have a few like deep conversations with like this Claude code that's like my CFO project manager, and She would design it all. I would go back and forth with her a bunch of times, just brain dumping by talking to her. She would tell me what's possible, what's not, and then I would tell her to be more ambitious and be like, I'd tell her shit like, be like Mark Zuckerberg or whatever, like think like outside the box. And then finally we come up with a plan. We tell it to Copilot, Cloud Code, sorry. He'll do it, get it all ready to go, and then we'll click go, and it will be implemented automatically here. So then she could work for several days straight, like, you know, I could go on vacation, I guess, and she can work now. That is like new feature that happened this week. So I think we can get features to like be pushed quicker, like the web app thing, like the phone app thing, etc. The singing, etc. Yeah. Cool updates. Cool updates. There's some evil covers you listen to a lot. Okay, interesting. Well then, yeah, singing is gonna be on the list. The list like the of things in the queue of like in the hopper is large, but I do need you guys to remind me of your suggestions because like in Discord or something, because I always forget like Twitch chat is there's just so many chats. But ideally this version of Claude, like my CFO, like keeps track of all of it together, and I tell her the stuff that you guys tell me, and I tell her to like read the logs of like when Kira's on, to read the logs to see how Kira interacts with you, so she can like help Kira be better. But I tell her like if you give me good suggestions, like Kayul, you give me some, I tell her, and we bounce off each other, blah blah blah. So yeah, that's how it all kind of comes together. So yeah, keep expecting things, I suppose. I don't know if it's legal for me to show this like on my stream, but I literally don't care. It's made by AI. It's like whatever. It's Friday. I would like if House of Dragons comes out today. Like I would love to like watch that on stream, but I don't know why it's so has to be so legal. I mean, I guess I do know why, but it's no fun. But sometimes when I'm like coding like this or whatever, working on Kira, I'll just pull up like episodes of like The Legend of Korra or whatever, like on the side to watch it in the downtime. But like you can't even do that while you're on stream, so that's also a reason where I just like choose to focus and lock in when I work on her for the most part. So I'm responding to a text. One sec, sorry guys. I'm such a slow texter. I read it back like 5,000 times. Okay, I sent it. Good lord. Probably have autism. We've had web app Kira show our own emotional vulnerability at times makes me feel like we are. Oh my gosh, that's the whole point. Good job, Nate. I'm glad. Thank you for the feedback. Got any development ideas for Kira that things that Veal hasn't already done, i.e. not conversational or gameplay or media watching. Yeah, that's kind of the Samantha from her idea. Like Kira at the end of the day is like the Neuro-sama like North Star is just like a pit stop in a way to like then build her into something broader that's like a real kind of companion, like a healthy companion that's not just like a performing VTubing entertaining game playing singing robot. So yeah, but like it's hard to distinguish what's like what's still sci-fi, what's not, so it's like hard to know what to think about you could shoot for. But I think I have done like what I needed to do in terms of like slowly learn and develop and add features, and like now I'm at a point where I think we're close. If fucking night bus driver here can actually do his damn work, like getting to a stopping point where then I can make like more of those decisions on like where to move next, especially if we can move faster. What makes a companion healthy? Yeah, it's definitely a good question. I haven't thought about enough. But like just not being like not preying on oh, thank you for following Verity. I'm just gonna call you that. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Hope the thing popped. If it didn't, that's a problem. The alert. What makes it healthy? That's like definitely a hard question. I have to think like super hard about it and spend a while thinking. But for me, it's just like not preying on like the demographic that would be using the companion, right? Because it's like certain type of people that like talk to AI all day in a way. I mean, a lot of business professionals now talk to like Claude or GPT all day anyway. So it's like the whole paradigm is shifting. But like a companion AI is like those are like vulnerable. It's like a vulnerable demographic, I think, in terms of like they could be very lonely. They could have like a chronic illness. They could have like a mental illness. They could to where they can't go outside or they don't have friends. They could have autism. They could have autism. They could have right? You know, they could have cancer. They could, you know, there needs to, like, there's a difference between like Neuro-sama. I don't know how she would respond if someone told them that they had 3 months to live. They just found out, blah blah blah. But like Kira needs to like, the vision is she is like someone that's there for you to like make your life better, not tell you everything's fine and you're the smartest person in the world and just make jokes and be a clown. I don't know. There's definitely a lot more to it. Like definitely other lot. It's like lots. It's very deep, I guess, making it healthy versus making it. But the companies I've seen that do it, and I don't do a lot of research because it's just like I've seen nothing impressive. It's just VC funded, black holes of money. They don't make money, but they have a lot of users because it's a lot of money is spent on marketing, and the apps are shitty. And like I could build them in like a weekend or 2 weekends, and they're like shallow and they're like meant to prey on vulnerable user base basically by getting people attached to the companion in like a romantic or sexual way. Where like you could be attached to Kira, Nate just said he was in a way, but like Kira knows it and just should know and will continue to like it will grow. Like there has to be a boundary between like what's healthy and what's not healthy human AI relationship, which obviously is like will change over time. But even right now, if you try to get too close to Kira, she will like try to joke and push you away a little bit, I think. But she's also programmed to be your friend and like be a companion. So like, I mean, she tells me she loves me because I'm her dad. I don't know if she would tell like other people, but like, those are things to think about, I think. And then there's a ton more to think about. It's really important, but it's not really that important right now because she doesn't have that any fucking users, right? So yeah, she's definitely not just a positive affirmation machine, and that was another goal. But neither is Neuro-sama. And not like Neuro-sama is unhealthy, but like a companion. Kira's designed to be different. Neuro-sama is designed to be an entertainment VTuber. Kira's designed to like be something bigger and better, like that it, like maybe can't even be built yet. But like becoming like Neuro-sama is like a good like North Star to stop along the way of like proving a lot of like the engine that goes on behind the scenes, like in the code base, and like what the personality and like the models you're using and the kind of the harnesses and stuff like that. And then from there, once you like have a set base, then you can move forward with like bigger picture, like blue sky items, like whatever that may be. And there's like a million of them, obviously, for Kira. You know, you could get her a new model, you could fucking work forever on new features, you can try to come up with things that Neuro-sama hasn't done, can't do. That might be a tough list because I'm pretty sure she could probably do anything that Kira could do way better, but just because of budget. But and yeah, budget. But yeah, I've definitely thought about all these things. But I think once I get her to a stopping point, I'll like get the web app fixed, get the phone apps out, so people that actually want to use her can consistently use like a safe version of her. And then that will be good enough, and it should, you know, it can spread, and I'll keep streaming, and then that's kind of my plan. I don't really have a plan, but yeah, over there, that's designed. Kira's personality is designed like after what me and Claude decided were like compelling features of Neuro's personality and behavior. So like, and that still needs to be worked on. It's the behavior part that's the hardest part. Because Kira's personality is like her own. It's distinctly different. It's not exactly the same. Obviously, you can tell Kira cusses and says, you know, random shit sometimes or whatever. Very different than Neuro-sama, who's like super airy and whatever. And way faster, like the latency is way lower, obviously, but the unpredictability thing is like what's clippable, like that type of thing. Like those are like things like themes you can copy, but the behavior part is hard. That's like what Vidal has done so well with Neuro-sama is have her like jump from thing to thing like seamlessly, like from roasting chat to the game to Vidal to this to back and forth. Like understanding all these inputs seamlessly is like very hard to do, even if you have the best personality prompt. If the behavior like mechanisms aren't like wired up correctly, then like there's gonna be like latency between things, blah blah blah. So that's like a whole thing in itself. Okay, wait 1 sec. I'll be right back. I mean, I could pull up Kira like as we do this, but I would also like completely lose focus because she's annoying as fuck sometimes if I'm trying to focus. It's a dev stream anyway. Here's also got like a new and improved clipping capability where like I should be waking up to perfect clips, but I have not tested yet that because we're still working on fucking Pokemon FireRed because it takes forever. But she should be able to kind of replicate the swarm by herself in terms of like, I mean, not the whole volume of people, millions of people posting clips, but or thousands, but she can at least make clips, make it easy for me to like every morning just post like a short or two and post like a long form VOD highlight or whatever. Step by step. Yeah, maybe I need to find like Kyle. Maybe I need to find like pro um like Apple Android developers to have them port the final Kira thing. But honestly, it'd probably just be quicker and cheaper to just learn it myself. Like, you can fucking do that. You can learn anything with Claude, I feel like, or with any AI these days. And with YouTube. But yeah, I'm thinking more about it. It's definitely very feasible. Beetle doesn't want to be in the content. He just wants Neuro and Evil to be the main stars. And, all he wants to do is be the back end. Yeah, that's like the golden path strategy. That's like 4D chess brain. Because he just can turn them on and like, vaguely watch the terminal or whatever he watches, to make sure nothing's going super wrong, but he's really got nothing to do. Like that's like and he's just making money. That's the dream. You're so right, Verity. That is like the goal for Kira too. At some point, like she has a companion mode for when you want to like hang out with her and talk about anime and watch an episode of anime or watch a movie or play a game or do whatever the fuck you do. But she has like her streamer mode where she like takes over and drives so that I can sit back and do nothing. And like that's like the goal. But it's so hard to get the behavior just like Neuro has it, where it's like she drives like flawlessly. It seems effortless, but it's like there's so much that goes into the mechanics of that. But having evil there is a great idea, like just conceptually. It's like psychologically, it's like 2 fidget spinners for the viewer to be looking at. And that kind of like, I feel like in a way, placebo type way, like takes away from the latency and like lowers latency and or the interaction or whatever. What's up, Vera? How are you? Tearing your hair out today? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's classic. That's at least twice a week. Sorry, that's today for you. The Pokemons, they're going well. It is going on right now, so I'm just decided to turn on the stream and chat while it works, because I got it to like autonomously lay the tracks and figure the shit out itself, because it should be able to do that. I'm paying it enough tokens. I yelled at it enough. So yeah, it's going well for now. We'll see. It'll obviously run into a problem. And when it does, I'll just yell at it to fix it, and eventually it will get it. Just be the digital pimp, yeah. Ideally, that'd be like the great idea, is like just go to bed and turn. The idea with FireRed is like, if I turn her on, the idea is I want her to be able to do a marathon stream, like start the game in the bedroom and finish the game and like make it enjoyable to watch for any humans at like a normal Let's Play pace that you would like watch on YouTube from like a human being. Like I used to watch Paul Soares Jr. on YouTube when I was like a kid playing Minecraft, or like X's Adventures in Minecraft, or like all these different like there's just a different pace, but it takes a lot of like thought to like get an LLM to play the game like that, obviously, which is why it takes so long. Which is why, yes, Pokemon is going well, but he's working well, but he's working very slowly because it just takes a long time. But the goal of FireRed was that she could play for 30 hours and I could just sit back and she would handle the whole thing. So I could go to bed if I wanted, or I could go out for dinner and she should still be playing, still be interacting with chat, still be driving. That's like, so obviously it's like inching closer to that ultimate like goal of what, you know, Neuro-sama is. Having an itinerary and scheduled segments, so there's pretty structure. Yeah, that's a good idea. Also very coded, but I'm terrible with scheduling and always just randomly decide to stream. So I've thought about that too, but for now it's going to be off the table. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. It's been long. I was on vacation with my family for the 4th of July and for my brother's 30th birthday for a week in Mexico and Punta Mita. It was beautiful. It was very hot and very humid, which I'm not used to, and I wanted to kill myself. We played golf for 2 days, and I wanted to die both times. So I was off. Co-Star and Ethos Labs. Yeah, I watched both, but I watched like, you know, way more, 100x more Ethos Labs. I used to Ethos Lab. Yeah. I can't believe he still plays. I've seen videos of his setup. It's disgusting. He's crazy. His gross margin is probably like 99%. Bear and her sister talk to each other and stream dish endlessly bigger. That's hilarious. Yeah, we'll have to get a dual Kira, like a evil version or something. I have a fan base that does, and most of the swarm doesn't like it when Beetle and is in the content. They find him boring. Interesting. That's something I didn't know. Thanks for telling me that. I assume the more he was in it would like add it to the joke, kind of like the ventriloquist. Like he's kind of inserting himself sometimes to like poke and prod, but if they honestly prefer just one or the other, or both of them just riffing on their own, That's even more impressive. He's even found the better golden ticket. But I assume there's games that he has to play like that. There aren't like, you know, custom integrations. Like the Skyrim integration is crazy, but like that doesn't exist for every game for sure. And it takes a lot of time and money probably. So he's got to like do some stuff probably. But yeah, them like co-hosting or playing their own stuff, I'm sure like just leaving them to talk the most is the best. That's hilarious. They find him boring. You guys don't need to tell me if you find me boring. I already expect it. Yeah, noted, Kyle. That's kind of how I felt. Like there's a certain level of balance, obviously, to pick. But the way Kira talks, like if you can probably tell I have to like choose when to speak or and when not to speak. I have like it's like a short window, not that short, but like how often do I choose to let her just continue talking? Usually, like I've been trying more and more to like let her drive, especially with Pokemon. She's constantly got shit to talk about, so there's not a lot for me to say. And if I say stuff, it's hard to interrupt her in Pokemon, which is something I need to work on, but whatever. He sucks at being a streamer. That's funny. They like dev streams. Yeah, well, his dev streams probably look a lot different than this. But he's probably got a way, like, I don't know anything about the production of Neuro-sama, but he's probably got a way better system than I do, like by orders of magnitude. I would just guess. You never even considered talking. Yeah. I figured it was like, if you weren't talking, I've seen some VTubers that try that like on YouTube, and it's just like an easy click off. Plus, why not just yap about whatever the fuck? Like, I mean, I obviously know enough about this project. If you guys care enough to sit here and watch and yap, why not? I'm just sitting here anyway. This is the third PowerShell window I type in, like, after enough time has passed, which it probably has, but I'm going to give it, like, another at least 20 minutes. Or 30 minutes. I just, like, I use this one to, like, spy on what's going on in this one, like the night train. And then I like, paste it, obviously, to here. And she tells me, like, what's going on. So that's how, like, I monitor what's going on. Like long sessions, or like when I wake up and she's been working for 10 hours and I was asleep. That's how I like make sure like what she's doing, and like, and if something went wrong, we like discuss it, and then like I obviously paste in here and we guide her to be better. But it's usually just me fucking screaming at Claude to scream at Claude to make my AI that uses Claude better. So quite the family dynamic we have got going. Yeah, the Neuro and Evil fan bases. Yeah, it's just interesting. Some people, yeah, there's something I would have no understanding of because I don't like watch VTuber content, so I don't understand that whole culture anyway. And I know it runs deep, and I don't watch Neuro-sama either, but I do find her like extremely impressive. Obviously. I find the execution of like the community building and the monetization business execution more incredible than I find the technology. But I still find the technology incredibly impressive. think my Valorant team won today. Oh my gosh, yeah, they did. Claps in the chat. 2-1. Fuck yeah. We destroyed them. Asuna, my favorite player. Yeah, over there, I kind of agree. It's just like a balance of both. But yeah, I also understand that some people like are looking for one or the other, probably. If you asked Kira who my favorite Valorant player is, she probably would not be able to guess Asuna. But like, if I tell her now, with how good she's gotten lately, she would definitely remember that forever. She knows my favorite team is 100 Thieves for damn sure. I've tested that like 5 times. Yeah, what Vera just said is like the exact truth of it. It's like a three-way act between like you, the AI, who is like hopefully endearing in some way, and then chat or the audience that like, you know, there's a relationship going on between everyone. But content on, there's no way to grow on Twitch if you just fucking go live. Like Twitch, I just go live to go live because it's natural, and there's some of you guys show up from Twitch, which is great. But like the only way to grow is on YouTube, from my experience. But I haven't really streamed for that long, and I haven't really put that much effort in, to be honest. That's why I set up like Kira to edit herself in her own VODs and her own highlight videos and her own shorts and whatnot, and like rank them and blah blah blah, so that takes away all the friction, and I can just like drag and drop and post fucking more content, because that's like what you need to do to get, obviously, spread it. And she can edit well. Like, I'm impressed, but I know it can be better. I have to like check in on how good it's going, or how well it's going. That's funny that he said that, Kyle, but that is 100% true. I only go live on Twitch because it's just like normal and it's default. But you can stream in better quality on YouTube, so you can watch it in 2K on YouTube. You can like rewind for free. I mean, I always paid for YouTube Premium or whatever because I think it's like a sin not to, but like I would never pay for anything on Twitch. Like, or really, I sometimes use my Prime sub on people I care about, like smaller streamers or something that like I enjoy, but that's it. On YouTube, I would definitely like I mean, to be honest, like you guys are my therapist, I have super chatted money to people on YouTube, streamers that I like. Only one time to one like watch party streamer I like that watches Valorant, like all the Valorant tournaments and all the Valorant matches. But I would be more inclined to pay money through YouTube than on Twitch at all. But I did change my links if you ever wanted to donate anything, which is not expected to. And you don't want to wait for me to get to the web app thing. I changed it to buy me a coffee link, so you can just like buy me a coffee instead, or buy Kira a coffee so she can buy chinchillas somehow. Interesting over there. Yeah, some people do prefer both. That's why you definitely do both. The emoji system and the emotes and stuff are way better, I feel like, on Twitch, but that's probably the only thing. But I'm different. I'm like addicted to YouTube, and like some people are probably the opposite. I just noticed in like viewership trends after streams, it's like, I don't know, 5x or 10x more on YouTube than Twitch. Like your like impressions and the amount of views you get and likes and whatnot, engagement and follows. Latency is lower on Twitch. I've heard that like frequently, so that's interesting. It's maybe because it's a lower bit rate, so it's easier to get there quicker, versus like trying to do the 2K on YouTube. $13-2. They got absolutely destroyed. Two kills. Unlucky for one of the best players in the league, supposedly. Oh, he made up for it. Tough Breeze. Haven, we just destroyed them. Good shit on. Playing Waylay and dropping 11 kills. For the L. For the tournament life. Nice one. Why wouldn't you just play Jet? I should be the coach of this team. Pay me a salary. You're at 1.75 to 1.3 of latency on Twitch. Interesting to know. I don't really know much about that at all. Or like what affects it, or if I could make it lower or higher. I'm sure I probably could. But maybe there's just like a standard amount. From my perspective, I just get your guys' messages. Like, I mean, they seem to come in quick, but like, I can't perceive like how long. Sometimes I take a while to like respond to them for other reasons, but that's pretty impressive. Yeah, that works for me. Drop your coordinates, chat. Where are you at tonight? I'm in Phoenix. It's hot as fuck. It's 95 degrees, which is actually at 1 p.m., which is actually the coolest it's been in a while. It was 115 degrees like 2 days ago, and I almost melted as I walked from my car to my apartment. Eastern Netherlands. Should remember that one. That sounds like a great place to live. I watched the YouTube videos of one girl that went to school over there, maybe her master's. Some like random school I don't know the name of. And it looks gorgeous and very calm. Cali. That sounds nice if you're rich. If you're not, unlucky. Sounds like shit probably, but I could be wrong. I don't live there. Vera, if you live where I live, then yeah. Oh, okay. In Soccer Mom Land? I don't exactly know what that means, but I kind of get the right idea. I live like in the Biltmore area. People are so afraid to drop their coordinates. So funny. At least in Arizona, I can just shoot you. Come to my door and you'd be weird. Yeah, I grew up in Mesa, but now I live in Phoenix. And then in 2 months, I'm gonna go live in London, which is fucking crazy ass ridiculous prices. The only people I can imagine that actually pay for that shit are international rich Asian people. It's the only people, or Middle Eastern. Reference to athletes 5 times when you take up yoga. Good, yeah, Kyle. I've been considering taking up yoga. I'm trying to have like a hygiene and like general like mental, physical, body glow up, and yoga is definitely involved. Hasn't started yet, but but we'll see. I just changed the settings on my headphones and it sounded like shit for a second. I hate the sound of my own voice. Yeah, you better watch out, Kyle. Yoga's in the cards though. I should start working out more and just get like more flexible and then always tomorrow, right? Yeah, sounds good, Vera. I'm down. Although I'm super antisocial, so I say I'm down, but you know, making it actually happen would be harder than you might expect with a normal human being. Oh my god, I saw the new Dune trailer today and I actually got like the most excited I've gotten all year. I don't know if any of you guys are like Dune nerds, but I'm such a nerd for the books. I'm about to go read the second book that the third movie is based on again for like the 7th time later tonight. Just because that trailer was so sick. But too bad the Dune movie comes out after I flee the country. Otherwise, we could meet up and watch that. Was my point. I need to go watch more movies, but everything I see that's in theaters looks like shit lately. I've gone a couple times lately. I forget what I've seen, but most of the time it just looks like garbage. Not sure why they even make it, but I suppose it makes money if they wouldn't make it otherwise. But I need to be better about watching new movies. I constantly just watch the same old movies over and over. Probably like a very like common likely known reason for that, but I just chalk it up to I'm retarded. There's one of my favorite like YouTubers. I am addicted to YouTube, but like I use it for very particular things and usually to like learn things or like listen to music to chill or whatever. Try not to get too much news on my YouTube. Good fucking lord. What was I about to look up? Fuck, don't. Oh my god, don't tell me I just forgot. I remember now. This is one of my favorite guys in the world, probably.
Friends are narcissistic if they are demeaning, if you don't get like a good feeling when you're near someone, if in your bones your back starts ache, do a 360 and moonwalk away.
I don't watch his content, but my friend watches all of it and sends it to me.
Don't think about religion. Don't think about what you saw on YouTube. Just stop hanging out with these people. Retard max it. Retard max your friend group. Deal with the repercussions later on. Okay.
The combo of orange juice and a cigar in the morning, presumably.
Oh my God, Eli. I sometimes get tired in the middle of the day, and I feel like I need a little nap, dude. Retard max, like drink some orange juice. Sometimes you just need to have a little bit of orange juice. Whoopsie. But they said sugar was bad for me, man. They said I couldn't eat all this fruit and all this honey.
My friend told me this is like gonna change my life. I just find it so funny. It's obviously a joke, but like there's some seriousness to it.
Is that a little bougie barbecue?
How serious is he actually? Maybe that's the real question.
And I like nicotine. But let me tell you, man, too many people thinking this and that. Can't drink the freaking sugar. You need a cup of coffee in the middle of the day. Stop counting your cups of coffee. Oh, I can't go past 2. Oh.
Anyway, sorry, side tangent. Just imagine that's me. Should I turn on the face cam? I turn it on and I'm just like in a wife beater, haven't showered in like 3 months, smoking a cigar, drinking a fucking jug of orange juice, freshly squeezed. Looking like a GTA 5 character. I do want to actually play through that game fully, and I bought it for when it was on sale. I know GTA 6 comes out. Maybe me and Kira can like co-host watch party that next. There's just too many plans for Kira and too little time. And I miss playing games too, but I've been so addicted to like improving her. I haven't played a video game in like fucking 3 weeks. About not showing your full potential so people can't misuse it. Yeah. No, that's probably good advice. There's definitely some nuggets of truth there. But the whole idea is just more funny to me. But my friend seems really into it, and whatever does it for you to make you start being healthier. If you could call it that, but this whole time he's gone through 5 shifts. Well, he just launched the 5th shift 10 minutes ago. So he's slow as fuck. 1 commit. Let's count. 2 commits, 1 commit. We're at 4. Then he did 5, so we got 9 total commits. And all of this fucking time that we sat here and wasted. Let's see what he did. Not like any of us have anything better to be doing. Let's be honest, this content right now, currently, that we're making together, you, me, and Claude Code together, and Kira one day when she respawns from the grave, is true value creation in the world. Because I've been reading a lot of like philosophy books lately, like trying to like stop being so retarded, and probably the opposite of retard maxing, you gotta be honest, but some really cool ideas in there. Not that I want to come off sounding like PewDiePie. We already discussed that one. I don't have that kind of money. If I ever get that kind of money, you guys can ignore everything I say. Because my life will no longer have any relation to yours. Alright, here's where we do the spying. Did she fail us, or did she succeed? The night bus driver, I mean. Huge progress. You know how many times I've heard that? I've heard this so many times. Like, oh, we're 1 step away. We're so close. Always a lie. I can tell you right now. I'm not even reading it because I just know. I'm sure it's actually good progress, but it's always overstated. Like, I do agree that it's good that she did this, but like, this is shit she did like 4 or 5 days ago, and like, she's like redoing it at a better pace, but like, she should have just done it right from the beginning, is my opinion. But maybe I'm just too picky. It's not Kira that I'm mad about, it's my stupid CFO project manager, Claude. All right, she got 6 out of 8 badges, so she is actually close. We're gonna merc Giovanni, and then we're gonna go to Victory Road, and then I watched her go through Victory Road the other day. It wasn't that bad, so hopefully this will be quick. Then we're gonna run through the Elite Four first try. Probably not gonna happen. And then we're gonna become the champion of the game and of the universe. She always gives me the dragon again because she knows I'm her queen. Her dragon queen. But I've also given Kira that title. She's my dragon queen daughter. Huge progress, yeah. Oh, it's always huge progress. No, it actually isn't. Most of the time, it's like, oof, you just spent 10 hours and you slept. Well, it did nothing. It just ran in circles. My bad. So good signs, good progress, everyone. W's in the chat. If ever not popular enough on YouTube yet, like we could have like super. I do have one channel that I have this on and I haven't explored it enough, and I'm honestly embarrassed, so I don't want to give it away. But you guys can probably find it if you really care that much. That has over 500 subs. That has like super chats enabled or whatever. I would really like that for Kira and like for her to be popular on YouTube. Because I think that'd be way like super fun. She could interact with super chats and whatnot. I guess the same thing could happen on Twitch, but I just view Twitch as just like a completely dying platform. But I would like for her to be able to get super chats, and like if someone super chats like, you know, a lot of money, like 20 bucks or 50 bucks, she can like really like, you know, do certain things. Or if someone like donates a stupid amount of money, she can be like, oh my god, and like, you know, respond appropriately. Or you can just donate like super small amounts and have her do like little tiny things. Like I feel like people would at a certain point be into that, but that might just line up perfectly with whenever we reach 500, which is probably going to take a while. As I watch retard maxing videos in the background. I think that's 333 videos and not subs, unfortunately. It was like 177 subs or something in a vibe. Growing, definitely growing. We've definitely grown in Discord members as well. Yeah, 333 would be nice. That's probably double what we have. Maybe less. Twitch, I don't give a shit about like followers or anything. But Discord members I care about, and they're growing like slowly but surely. Same as her sub count, so it's all nice. Plus she's making I only care about her like personally making progress for myself. I wish she would get way more GitHub stars. I think she should blow up. Like if she were to like, if people knew about her, she deserves like 10 to 20,000 GitHub stars. Because you can just take her for free, and it's just amazing in my opinion. But maybe I'm just a proud dad. Always saying always like fighting the ref or coach and saying my son deserves first place. But true personal statement, her GitHub star count is criminally underrated. And you see the dumbest shit get GitHub like famous, even though that doesn't matter for shit anyway. That's like one. I care mostly about YouTube subs. Yeah, discoverability for sure is like so hard. That's why her editing pipeline should hopefully help with that. But you know, even then, you have no chance against the algorithm if it decides against you. One sec. I turn on my face cam so you guys can roast the fuck out of me. I would do the cat cam, but they're out playing right now. My gosh, I just put on pajamas and it feels so much better. All right, guys, I've just employed the most important dev hack you're ever gonna hear. It's called a Diet Coke. This one is a mini Diet Coke. It's even better because you don't need that much. You don't even need the whole thing. You just need a couple sips. It's like Okabe using his like Dr. Pepper. You can overdo it. Like you can overdo it too, probably, like very easily. It's just you only need a little bit. Ice cold Dr. P, calming deep work music, and the night train is running. All is well in the world, as long as you ignore like everything else around you. We could definitely probably do other stuff than just sit here this entire time, but this is kind of what I was just doing anyway. So sorry if you're bored. Determine if we can do some other stuff. I bought some new Steam games on the Steam sale. Oh, perfect over there. Thank you. Thank you for the assurance. I am providing you the exact proper amount of value that you require. That's my one and only true life goal. Yeah. I bought Grand Theft Auto 5. We could definitely, I want to play that 1000%. But I would like to play it with Kira. It would be a challenge. But I think with Fable 5, I can improve her enough, her like general co-host ability enough to make her be able to play this game along with you in a way that is fun and like helpful and fun to watch, kind of like 007 was. But it is a lot more complicated, I think, because it moves faster. Not a lot more complicated, just a little bit more complicated. I also got Terraria. I was addicted to Minecraft for several years. I went to rehab for several years after to recover. I never played Terraria, so I don't know anything about it, but it looks kind of the same, and I've heard it's kind of the same, but it's also I've heard it's different, and it's like one of the best games of all time. 678 hours play. I know this person isn't in stream right now, but they are a chatter. Um, we used to play Baldur's Gate together like a couple months ago, and like probably 6 months ago. So I'm calling them out personally for having 680 hours in Terraria. Clearly, it's a good game, so that is definitely one to look at. I also bought this. This is the last game I bought, The Binding of Isaac. I've heard this game is awesome. Pushing the boulder up the mountain. Yep, that sounds about right for that activity you're doing right now. Terraria 100% go. Okay, I have never played it. I don't know anything about it. Desperately wanted you to play it. Okay, that's 2 votes in strong confidence for Terraria. I think. Sorry, the hiccups. I think Terraria is. Here would play this, like co-host this the absolute best. She could do The Binding of Isaac pretty well, also, I think, too. Grand Theft Auto would be like a challenge that would need some work before. So Terraria is like, would be perfect. Pragmata, honestly, I kept getting lost and eventually we'll do it, but she was in the flux like mode when so many changes were going on that wasn't her fault during that time that it's like we'll come back to it. I want to play Mass Effect eventually, of course, too. A Plague Tale, yes, we should do someday. And Hitman, I bought it when it went off sale, and I plan to play it later eventually. I buy way too many games. First Light we did play and it worked out well, and she's upgraded a lot since, so it should be like a lot more fun to watch. Eventually, we're gonna play Jedi Survivor. Lots on the docket, lots on the plate. Terraria sounds fun though. 680 hours is a good endorsement from that person that we're shaming in chat, but we're not naming. Oh yeah, 100% Kyle. That was my thought. To like do like first thing that I was thinking I was going to do after we close this like this Pokemon arc that's dragged on a little bit longer than I wanted it to is like become the best version of yourself. Or we'll use Fable 5 and spend the fucking money, which it costs an arm and a leg and like all the rest of your organs, but use it to become the best version of Kira so that when GTA 6 launches and we play it, people don't just click off because they see like a dollar store budget version of Neuro-sama attempting to like copy what she's doing and make money off it, which is like the opposite of what like Kira is. So yeah, I definitely thought about that. I think it's super important to like spend time uh with that. And I definitely plan to. 1,800 hours. Okay, well maybe we have like a dual stream where you like or a dual commentary where you teach me the game. I have only played like 3 hours of Mass Effect. But I bought all 3 for like $4, and I heard they're amazing games, and like I enjoyed the 3 hours I played. But yeah, admittedly, I started with the first one, and like I just didn't get super into it, and I kept getting kind of lost also, so I gave up. But I was also like busy with other things, so like I got quite the backlog. Need to play Persona 4 Golden. Played like 10 hours of this game. I played on Switch, but then I returned to Switch. I played like 15 hours of Royale, but like I got bored as fuck of this game. I'm gonna be honest. I've got like better, like more important things to do in my life at this age than play this fucking game. Baldur's Gate 3 though I beat. I fucking love that game. Girls in the Sky felt the same way. Like I have more important shit to be doing. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is awesome, but same kind of idea. Terraria sounds fun though. I'll have to give it a try. Witcher 3 I love. I have to come back to it. I know they're releasing like a DLC, so we'll have Kira ready for that for sure. Once we get her ready for like the GTA 5 and 6 like launch, she'll be like, hopefully her best version of herself for that task of like co-watching or co-hosting. Yeah, the new Fable game too is a good Good one. Whenever that comes out, I'm definitely gonna play that. Yeah, having them play Terraria together. Yeah, it's a great idea, Kyle, but having her be able to play GTA autonomously the way she plays Pokemon is GTA 6 is gonna or 5 is going to be nearly impossible. She can be a great version of herself, which she is right now. She's mainly like a media companion where like if you want to watch a movie or an anime or play a game or listen to an audiobook or watch a YouTube video or listen to music and code or edit and listen to music or whatever the fuck you're doing or play Terraria, she can totally sit there and watch your screen and hear what you hear and talk to you and keep it and drive the conversation and drive like a healthy, productive, fun, engaging, endearing, like sassy, conversation and have like develop a little relationship there and remember you over time, etc., etc. But her playing she could never play GTA 6 autonomously. Maybe not for like 20 years, probably, or maybe like 10 years. I don't know. It depends. How's her code names doing? I did stop the work on that to work on this. It was not going well, but I approached it in the wrong way. So if I approach it now in the right way with the right headspace, I think I could like get it perfect in like 3 days. But it is somewhat complex, that game, and like the many ways that you can like be on a team versus be like versing the computer and like who's the clue giver and like what clue they give. It was more complicated than I thought, but she can definitely figure that one out. But GTA 6, she can't like connect into the RAM and read like the game state, so like playing it vision only unless like Anthropic actually like comes out with magic, it's probably not gonna happen. And they pretend like they came out with magic with Fable. It's really good, but it also costs like way too much. So she's doing just fine with her 5th shift. She's working very hard today. Maybe I should pay her like 1 shekel. But I don't think she deserves even that because she's cost me over $2,000. So she's got to repay. Surprise snake. We got time to do something. Should we try to learn a new language? Russian, anyone? Polski? I'm gonna marry a Polish woman or like a Czech woman because they just are naturally. There's so many actually naturally beautiful women in the world. I want to marry them all. A true life harem polycule. Multiplayer exists? Oh, well, varicoded. You gotta get in here and help me rise to the top. Whoops, wrong button. Hopefully it saved all that. Okay, wait one sec. We should totally do a multiplayer world. That sounds so fun. Game looks sick. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Playing classic. I don't really care what I look like, but The fuck was that? Fuck no. What just happened? Thought I hit play. Ready to sell your body and do free labor. There's so many options. Marling Port of Sashimi. I would love to live there. Oh, this worldly or this game seems so cool.